Hey everyone, this is Eliza from Dusk Angel Reads, and today I'll be doing my April book haul. I've got a fair few books to go through today as I did a lot of secondhand book shopping last month, but I do have a few brand new books that I will start off with. The first book I have is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine Legel. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but this is the tiny mass market paperback, which I didn't realise when buying it because I don't like mass market paperbacks, but it's also really small, like it's a really thin book, so you can open the pages without cracking the spine because it's not that much there. So I don't mind having got the mass market paperback when I ordered it. Honestly, I know nothing about this book. I know it's being made into a movie that's got Oprah Winfrey in it, and it's got pictures on the inside of some of the cast, so that makes me excited for it. I don't actually know what it's about though. The next book I have is The Shadow of the Wind by RUIZ ZAFÓN. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a translated book and it is about post-war Barcelona, and basically this secret librarian who goes and finds these rare books that have been forgotten by the world because a lot of places in the war they destroyed books. So yeah, it's about this boy whose father's a librarian and he goes on this hunt to find rare books or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but something along those lines. The next one I have is Stalking Jack the Ripper by KERRI MANISCALCO. I have already read this and Hunting Prince Dracula on audiobook, and I didn't realise at the time that these actually have pictures in the books. So I wanted to get a copy, but then they released this mass market paperback that has bonus chapters. So I decided to get this one, and later on I'll get an actual copy and a copy of Hunting Prince Dracula. If you don't know what this one's about, it's about this badass female like detective. Well, she's not really a detective. She basically cuts open dead bodies and does autopsies and that type of stuff. But she does try and solve the mystery of Jack the Ripper, and it's basically a reimagining of that, as they never really found out what happened or what it was in the end. But yeah, it just is a reimagining of Jack the Ripper's story, and it has got the best female main character I have ever read. Now, as for the last of the new books I've got Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi ADEYEMI, and this one I don't really know much about. I've heard so much hype about it and a lot of praise, and so many people have told me to read this, so I decided to just pick it up. And it's also got like an awesome cover, and we've got a dark skinned lady down here, so yeah, I don't know anything about it, and I don't really want to read the synopsis either. I do tend to go into books not knowing what they're about, so I'm just going to go into this one not knowing anything. So now on to the secondhand books I got. I went to the book fair here in town just before I left for my holiday. I'm sorry if my camera is moving around. I have it set up in my bed and my cat is walking around on my bed right now, so it could be moving slightly. But yeah, so I went to Bookfest here in town. The main thing I wanted to get at the Bookfest was some Agatha Christie books, as it's really hard to find them at secondhand bookstops for some reason. Apparently everyone just holds on to their Agatha Christie books. I did grab a couple books while I was down there, and then I asked one of the ladies who was unpacking the books to look out for some Agatha Christie books for me because they weren't unpacked when we went down there, as we went down the day before. And later on she rang me and she had a ton of Agatha Christie books, so I'll share those ones first. So these are all the Agatha Christie books I have. They're all the same editions. These are the Fountain editions. I'd say they're Fountain Classics or something along those lines. First I have N or M. Now I don't know anything about any of these. They're just Agatha Christie books. You don't want to know synopsis when it comes to Agatha Christie books because they are really short, so you just want to jump straight into the story. The next one I have is Sparkling Cyanide, The Moving Finger, The Tuesday Club Murders, After the Funeral, Evil Under the Sun, and this has like the creepiest cover. Is that gonna focus? Like, that's like a voodoo doll or something, and it is really creepy. Halloween Party. These ones are actually covered. You can see the shine. They're actually, I think they've been library books and they're covered in contact. And lastly, Sleeping Murder, which is the last one in the Miss Marple series. This is the only one I know what it is because it's the last case of Miss Marple. So I haven't actually started reading Miss Marple yet. I'll get to that. At the moment, I'm just trying to get through all the Hercule Poirot books, but I'm getting there. Now, I don't remember what other books I specifically got from the book fair, so I'm just going to put all the other ones in together. So firstly, I'll start off. This is another Agatha Christie book that I found at a secondhand bookshop, and it is Taken at the Flood. And this is actually an original copy. The paper dust jacket is a bit torn up, but the book itself, let me just take off that dust jacket. The book itself is in perfect condition. The pages aren't falling out, they're all there. I did check. And this was printed in 49, and it's actually got a signature, and it says to dear mum from Haley and Frank, 49. So obviously they gifted this to their mother when it was brand new. So it's in pretty good condition. Obviously the dust jacket, like these are really thin dust jackets, so it's got holes and stuff in it, but I'm pretty happy with finding that. And I think I only paid like $3 for it. $4. There's a tag in the front. The next book I got is Sherlock Holmes and the Secret Alliance by Larry Millet. This is one of the Sherlock Holmes stories, but it's not by the original author. I'm not 100% like in with the Sherlock Holmes books. I've never actually read one of them, but when I saw this and it's like basically brand new, I decided to get it. It was like $2, so I decided to get this one. And I think this is actually the third book, but I don't know if these are like the Agatha Christie books that you can just read any of them, like they don't have to be in order. So if you know, let me know if you have to read them in order, because if you do, then I'm gonna have to buy the other ones. The next I got The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. I don't know too much about this one, but I know it's like this competition thing for rulers or something along those lines, like the Crown's Game, like the Hunger Games. I don't know, but yeah, it's got something to do with some competition. That's the only thing I know. The next one I have is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This one is written by the author of The Girl on the Train, which I do also own, but I don't plan on reading. I've just kind of lost interest in it, but I saw this one at Book Fair and decided to pick it up. I don't know much about it. I know it's like a thriller type of book, so I don't particularly want to know much about it, so I never read the synopsis. Next I have The Alchemist by Michael Scott. This is the first book in The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. So this is just about Nicholas Flamel. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is non-fiction or fiction. I haven't actually looked it up, but I know it's about like the real life person Nicholas Flamel, so I was interested. But there is 5 books in this series, but I think each one is about someone different. I think because they're called The Magician, The Sorceress, The Necromancer, and The Warlock. And I'm pretty sure Nicholas Flamel wasn't all those things, so I'm not sure. Next I have The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This one I don't know anything about. Again, like Robin Hobb books are really popular and they're like adult fantasy books, so I decided to pick it up. The next book I picked up is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I do already have a copy of this book. I have the paperback in with the other cover, but I really like this one, and this is the hardback, so I decided to pick it up because with Book Fair you basically just fill a bag with books and you pay $5 for it, so I got it at Book Fair. I did pick up second copies of 2 other books. The first one is The Hobbit, and this one, I really like this cover with the dragon on it, and this was a library book I think, as it is contacted. You can see the reflection, but yeah, I really like this cover and I liked The Hobbit. I love the movies. The book was okay, but yeah, I decided to pick up this one. This is the 3rd copy of The Hobbit I have now. The next book I also have another copy of, which is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I have the copy that is a paperback, but it's the like movie cover, and I don't particularly like it. I haven't even watched the movie, but that was the only one I could get at the time, so I decided to pick up this cover as I really like it. I love the colours and just like the simple tree and just red. It's really nice, so I picked up this one. Now the next 2 are from the same series, and they are the last 2 books in the Tomorrow series by John Marsden. I don't remember which one's first, but then we have The Night is for Hunting and Burning for Revenge. I got these 2 books because I do have the first 4 in a paperback edition with like a sign post, and they all have like different colours, and I really like that edition, but I haven't been able to find it in the last 2. So I don't know if it's gone out of print, that's why I can't find it, but either way I can't find it anywhere. But I really want to continue the series because I really enjoy it. So I decided to just pick up these ones for cheap. They're hardcover and I do like the covers. They don't exactly match, they're just kind of like, they look like 2 completely different series. But yeah, I just wanted a copy so I could read the next 2, and then hopefully eventually I'll be able to find the matching editions to the rest of my set. The next I have Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. This one I know a little bit about, but let's just talk about this cover with the hollow bit, and also up here. That's like the main reason I was attracted to this book. Anything with hollow, I'm like, I want that. But yeah, anyway, this one is about this girl whose name is Snow, and she has like magical abilities to do with ice. I don't know if this is a like, what's the original story? Like the Elsa story, that one. I can't remember what the original name is, but I don't know if it's a retelling of that. But it's about this girl who has powers to do with ice, and she's locked up in a psychiatric ward, I think, and her love disappears, and she has to get this help from this stranger, and they go on the quest to find her love, and then she finds out she's the heir to the kingdom or something. That's all that's written in the synopsis, so it's not spoilers, it's right there. But I feel like that's a pretty big spoiler, but you know, I just read it, so. Okay, the next lot I got are all from the same series, and it is, hold on, they're heavy. It is the last 3 books in the Aragon series by Christopher Paolini. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But I saw these for sale. I couldn't find Aragon, but I saw these 3 for sale and decided to get them as I do plan on reading Aragon. I've got Eldest, Briesinger, and Inheritance. The next 3 are also from the same series, and they are the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I have The Final Empire, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages. I'm not actually sure what this series is about. I'm just holding up the first book because they're heavy. But I'm not sure what this series is about. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I think it's Emily from Books with Emily Fox loves the Brandon Sanderson books. I think it's her. But anyway, one of the booktubers that I trust the opinion of really loves this series, so I decided to pick it up, and they were secondhand, they were cheap, so I decided to pick it up. I just realised I have 3 brand new books that I haven't talked about because they were sitting on my bed, as they are ones that I'm either currently reading or will be reading very soon. So first I have the book I'm currently reading, Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This one is about this girl who goes to the City of Sin to find her mother who's gone missing, and she has to join forces with one of the heads of the gang type things in the City of Sin. I'm currently up to day 2. They're the book is split up into day 1, day 2 for how many days she's been in the City of Sins, and then there's also normal chapter headings as well. But yeah, I'm up to day 2, which is about 110 pages in. The next I have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This one you've probably heard a ton about, but if you don't know, it is about this utopia world where they have overcome everything from diseases to crime. The only way people can die are by these scythes who go and kill people. And this book follows 2 apprentice scythes, and I think they're told that only one of them can actually be a scythe. I'm pretty sure there's something to do with that in there. I'm not 100% sure, but it's something like that. So yeah, that's all for my April book haul. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Let me know if you've read any of these books in the comments or what books you picked up in April. I'll see you next time.